everyone, I'm Gina Phillips, and this is the very last presentation of the ChyronHego live show right here at NAB 2018. I hope everyone's had a great week. We certainly have. So far, we've been showcasing some of the best products in broadcasting, and right now we're going to talk about one of the most dynamic and innovative weather systems on the market, Metacast. Joining me now is Karl Eggestad. He is the Weather Solutions Expert at ChyronHego. He's been with me a bunch on these panels and joining me as a guest because he is full of information for us. And he loves the weather, don't you, Karl?
Absolutely. And, weather, it has its own little life. The dynamics of the atmosphere influences us all. And whether you do sports or air travel, for example, it is really an exciting thing to deal with.
Speaking of air travel, everybody's going to be rushing back to their home cities today.
That's what they think they are.
That's, Do you have bad news for us?
Well, I have news, and there are some bad news and some not so terribly bad news. But already, actually, weather is causing delays and cancellations in Minneapolis and in Denver. We have a graphic in front of you here that shows what we expect on the West Coast. And, we're in the city of gambling, and the air travel itself can be a gamble many times. And what we see here is, some consequences for the East Coast. You see there's a big storm passing through Chicago. Tomorrow, actually, it is hit and miss. If you're approaching into Chicago after 4 or 5 p.m., you may very well see delays.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, the thing is, though, with weather systems, with weather graphics creation tools like Metacast that we have, well, you can actually create these graphics, and whether it is a temperature forecast or an actual airport delay forecast, well, you can display the same thing and fed by real data in real time. So, yes, there's a little unfortunate news for those who are traveling through the Midwest. In fact, all the way from Chicago down to Texas tomorrow is going to be an experience, put it that way.
The biggest gamble is always flying out of New York.
Yes.
Just because there are always delays.
But tomorrow, actually, people are lucky. Those who are routed through New York, they may very well get home on time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not so much for people like some of our colleagues here that fly through Chicago. Well, they may get some Chicago pizza. That's what I'm saying.
And you'll be heading back to Oslo.
I'll be heading back to Oslo. That's right. I was just informed by my friends at Scandinavian that they have upgraded me through San Francisco. So I'll be fine and no delays for me.
Very nice. Headed to California.
Yep,
there you
absolutely.
go. Okay, so what we just saw was Metacast in the works, and I just think it's so gripping to look at. It's quite interesting, not only the data but the way it looks as well. So take me through how exactly it works.
Well, what Metacast does, first and foremost, it is a tool that ingests data from a variety of data sources, and the database internally in Metacast actually automatically synchronizes data from all these different sources. Some late additions for this year's show was actually the ability to, in real time, go and search for new data sources and include them directly live before your show. So the system is created as a tool to ingest and do analysis on data, and then you can create graphics that really fit the storytelling of that day. So it is a what do you call a computer's best shortcut in that way, from actual data to graphics and content. And the content can be produced for broadcast, it can be for online or for your app, whatever.
How is this different from other products on the market?
Well, I think one of the strongest sides of Metacast is, in fact, that it is built from the bottom up to be data source agnostic. So the broadcaster can utilize free government data, in fact, and will saves a lot of total cost of ownership, and add in there some premium data sources that we have. Now, ChyronHego, as you may know, we don't actually produce data, we aggregate data, and what we do, we actually go out and vet data sources. We work really closely with some of the best data providers on the planet. In fact, I'm using the word planet here on purpose because we actually have systems on all continents, and we have 45 different data providers that are currently providing data into Metacast. And on average, a client would have 3, 4, 5 different data sources and data providers linked into their system. So graphics like the one that you see here, which is a fantastic 5-day forecast, this is San Francisco right there, is a great example of how that can be done with Metacast. And that graphic is created in seconds, based on templates that are smart, flexible, and easy to update and relocate to new locations.
So it's better for producers and weather presenters and meteorologists, but how about the audience? Why is it better for them?
Well, I think one of the strong sides here is that you can go really close into the location. So you can relocate this, say that there's a soccer game or what we call football back in Europe,
yes.
Actual real football where you hit
you
the ball
use your
with your
feet.
feet. Yeah, isn't that an amazing concept? No, so what you can do with the system is to go really close into a location and bring up data that's high resolution, time accurate, for that specific location. And as well, the communicating with the audience is really important through social media and second screen platforms. And that is something that really Metacast is super strong on.
Yeah, you mentioned social media, certainly at the top of minds of many broadcasters. So talk a bit more about that and how it serves that demand.
Well, the system can be set up to render content automatically. So the weather talent can have a library continuously updated of dozens or hundreds of different clips. So she or he can actually pick and choose from this library and post that to social media without the extra effort. And obviously you want to push your brand out there, you want to be able to monetize the different platforms, and with great content and sharp looking graphics, it is an extension of the talent's personality and the talent's branding by herself or himself.
Yes, you've got to be really fast on social media, for better or for worse.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So the easier
Some are too fast.
is, some are too fast and they make mistakes, yes.
Yeah.
But at least this data is accurate, so I guess that covers that.
That exactly,
problem.
so that's a big help.
What about when you're talking about obscure locations? Let's say you have flooding in Mozambique randomly and you quickly have to rush to present that. What do you do?
No, the good thing is in Metacast you have templates that are built for a generic template for flooding, for example. So you can just type that in, even from the news producer's desk. They can just type in Mozambique and you will have relocated the template to the location. And you have real data continuously updated for that location, and producing content for a new location like that takes literally seconds.
Now people are getting so much information when they tune in to the news, and more weather is at the top, the core of the story.
Yep.
So with the audience gating that so much information, how is that changing how they view the weather?
Well, that's really important. I think that first of all, the expectation is that you have weather on hand at any time of the day. What really a system like Metacast does for the weather presenter meteorologist is that it makes it possible for them to really focus on using it as a tool to convey their expertise. So yes, people get their 5-day forecast or the radar on their mobile phones, right? But with a tool like Metacast, the meteorologists can actually extend the knowledge and the expertise that they have and communicate that to the audience.
Fascinating. Well, you have been now working with Metacast for how long?
Well, I've been doing this for 25 years. This is my 23rd NAB coming to an end right now.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I survived so far, yeah.
We'll have to do something very big to celebrate on the 25th.
Absolutely. 2 more years. Yay.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me one last time here at NAB 2018.
Oh, one little thing, actually.
Yes?
You know, there's snow in Chicago. So do you know where the snowmen keep their money?
No, where?
In the snowbanks.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end the show. Good job, Karl. You're awesome. All right, well, I can't top that, obviously. That's the end of the ChyronHego live studio show broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you were watching it streamed live, or if you were walking by and coming into the booth, we've had a fantastic week with you. I'm Gina Phillips. Have a great rest of your day in Las Vegas.